Dwight, nice to see you. Welcome to Monterrey, a city that you know very well from the time you are youngest in the 20s.
Yes, thank you for having me. And it's always nice to be back to Mexico. And, it's a football and country. Lots of rich history here. And I have some great memories here, especially in Monterrey, qualifying for the U20 World Cup in Malaysia. This was very important city. At the time, we beat Mexico in Monterrey, which for us as Canadians for U20s was a big feat. But we accomplished it, so I'm happy to be back.
Let's see if I have good memory. That was for Malaysia 1997.
Correct. Wow. Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you remember about that visit playing against Mexico in Monterrey when you are very young?
Wow, just the experience was unbelievable. Very hot. It was very hot. But the passion of the fans here in Monterrey was very rich. Obviously playing Mexico in Mexico, it's always going to be very difficult. But to go in there with a young Canadian team that was ambitious, we were the future of Canada soccer. Stalteri, Jason Bent, Jeff Clark, a lot of good players come from that. And to beat Mexico in Mexico was very big for Canada soccer. So to be a part of that, to experience that, and to come back again to Monterrey.
Yes, because the times are different. Because before in a Gold Cup, Mexico wins to Canada 8-0.
Yes.
And then in the last preliminary games come Canada and they have a draw with Mexico in Azteca Stadium. What happened with the Canadian soccer in these last years?
Well, I think now we see Canada really start to invest in the sport and pay a lot of attention to whatever it takes to get the results. We have a bigger staff now. We have a lot more resources to pull from to make sure that our players are ready, where we didn't have in our generation. And just I think just simple things of how we're treating the players have changed. A lot more professionalism, a lot more respect to the players. And I think it's showing on the field, it's showing in the result, as you mentioned.
But you be very special for the Canadian team because you are the best scorer in the whole history of Canada.
Yes, I mean, it's special to have those experiences with Canada and to see now the future generation pass me of my goal scoring. And, records are always there to be broken. And I'm really happy to see this young Canadian team. Most importantly, when they're playing against US or they're playing against Mexico, we're playing on our front foot. In our generation, we were told to, defend. And for me and my style, it was very frustrating. So to see this team play with the energy, with the vibrancy, with the willingness to take the game to these teams is refreshing.
But you remember in the history when Mexico likes to arrive to the World Cup in 94, that game in Toronto when Mexico wins 2-1 and can go to the World Cup when Canada was winning before 1-0.
Yes, I mean, thank you for reminding me of this difficult day.
I was there on the field for that.
Yes. Yeah, it was that was for us was devastating because we knew we had a good team, but again our preparation wasn't there, and give credit to Mexico. They came to play tactically. They were very good, very strong team, and they proved because they went on to do very well in that World Cup. So for us, it was a stepping stone to know that we were close, but we still had a long way to go.
But Canada is growing. What happened with Canada having the World Cup with Mexico and the United States? What means that for the Canadians and what can improve the Canadian football?
Oh, it's a dream come true for every aspect. Being Canadian, born and raised, especially in inner city communities where soccer is very rich in these communities, for the World Cup to come for me is a dream come true. And it's just a strength off of how much the game has grown across Canada, and to join with US and Mexico as the host countries. I think it's a good testament to CONCACAF and what CONCACAF region has done with the development of football across across CONCACAF. And I know all the cities are going to do a fantastic job in hosting it, especially in Toronto and Vancouver, where we're very excited and grateful to be selected as one of the host cities for World Cup.
What do you think about the team right now with Jesse Marsh? They come a change in the coaching, but I see a very good Canada in the last America Cup.
Yes, as I said, Jesse Marsh is, I'm glad we had him, and before US got to him, he wants the players to play very aggressive on their front foot. He wants us to play an attacking style football, which I think we have the personnel to do so. And we've had a great Copa America, fantastic. We compete against some of the world's elite. We've seen us against recently beat USA in US, first time in 30 plus 40 plus years, and then tie Mexico. Canada soccer is in a good place with Jesse Marsh. I'm happy for him, and I just hope it continues to develop as we look forward to a prosperous 2026.
Everybody tells Mexico and United States the giants of CONCACAF, but right now I think that Canada is 1 or 2 steps higher than the United States and Mexico.
Yes, and this is a proud thing to hear. We have fought long and hard. A lot of players before me, players my generation, and the players now, to showcase the world that Canada can play soccer. It's beautiful to see players now playing at major clubs like Bayern and in France. And I think soccer, like I said, is in a very unique space that people are starting to pay attention. Now you have first generation, second generation Canadians proud to be Canada. So no more you go to Canada game and we're seeing more Mexican fans, we're seeing more Jamaican fans, now we're seeing more Canadian fans. And I think we've seen that at Copa America when we played Argentina. Yes, of course, there was a lot of Argentina fans because obviously Messi, but you've seen red in the crowd and you've seen the passion and you felt it. For me, that's the most important thing. Is growing that passion and continue to build on that passion. And I truly think 2026 World Cup is going to explode that passion to a new level.
You think that Alphonse Davies is very important for the way that he opened for the Canadians in Europe?
Oh, for sure. And, it's the fact that Bayern trusted in a young Canadian talent that grew up from Edmonton and played with Vancouver Whitecaps. And I think a lot of respect has to be given to MLS and what they've contributed to the growth of soccer in Canada. Giving a professional environment for young kids like Alphonso Davies, like myself, like Jonathan David, like so many other Kyle Laren, like so many other players, a platform where they can play football as professional in Canada. So, for him to go to Bayern, it opens so many opportunities for so many other Canadians.
What means for the area that Mexico, Canada, and United States share the first World Cup in 3 countries?
It's special. I know for FIFA it's going to be a challenge because, this is unique. But I think that US, Canada, and Mexico will host a fantastic World Cup. I think it will be one of the best World Cups to date. I know that the passion, obviously, in Mexico for the game, and as we've seen in US and Canada, that the passion will continue to grow. And I just can't wait for 2026 as a young kid growing up and playing football to see the World Cup come back to North America is a dream come true.
Thanks, Dwayne, and welcome to Monterrey. Enjoy Monterrey for the second time.
Muchas gracias, señor, and I plan to. Thank you.